What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye coming to you one more time with a video. This time, doing something a little bit different from my usual previews and ranting reviews. I thought I would throw my 2 cents in terms of what's happened between Arsenal Fan TV and Gary Neville and his comments. It's been quite a week for Arsenal. From basically in 1 week, just kissing goodbye to the faint title hopes we did have last week. Arsenal did an Arsenal. That's all you can say. No one was really that surprised, but plenty of people were angry about it, me included. In fact, me especially. It was just, as you can imagine, it was just, it went from complacent Arsenal, where we thought we can blow over Watford, should have blown over Watford, but decided to arrogantly play football and not turn up. And Watford did what they had to do and beat us, and deservedly beat us too. To Arsenal doing an Arsenal against Chelsea. There's not really a lot I can say. Now, this is the type of time where I wish I could defend my team and say, yeah, we tried, but the referee cheated us, or this, that, and the other. No. They deserve to beat us. Arsenal did an Arsenal. We went there, not even arrogantly. We did the exact opposite type of performance. The Watford one I thought was an arrogant performance. The Chelsea one was a sheepish, cowardly performance, where Chelsea showed once again that they are men and we are boys, despite the fact that technically, by age, we're not boys anymore. But we're boys. It's as simple as that. Just a lack of bravery, a lack of ambition, a lack of drive, a lack of penetration. Flaccid Arsenal. That's the only way you can call it. And so the game ended, and someone pulled out their plaque, and Gary Neville aggressively, I thought it was pretty aggressively, he might have had a point, I could kind of see what he was saying, but aggressively called one particular fan an idiot. The reason for that, because the banner basically said something along the lines of, thank you for the... It wasn't DT's banner, but it was very similar lines of, thank you for the memories, but enough is enough, time to go, that type of thing. The kind of message you've heard me say, the kind of message you've heard a lot of Arsenal fans who are sick of the shit say, right? And then it kind of progressed, because I changed the channel at that point. And then Twitter started blowing the fuck up, and Gary Neville was trending. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, he's trending just after an Arsenal game. I almost guarantee it's because of something he said towards us. Now, bear in mind what I've just said. I've changed the channel. I'm going to come back to that. So, don't ask me why. Sometimes I record games. The reason being is sometimes when I do analysis on here, it helps me. As you can imagine, I do a damn channel. I like to try and be somewhat technical in this bitch. So I still had it on record, so I was able to kind of rewind it back. And Gary Neville then went on to say something along the lines of, something. No, it wasn't even that day, was it? It was the following day or something. No, because I remember, because I did go back on and rewind it, and I didn't understand why it was trending. I figured it was because of the idiot thing. But then I saw it online. That's what happened. So I went online, and they didn't really say anything particularly that bad, or nothing that I saw. But then I went online, and I saw that he then started commenting on Arsenal Fan TV, and how they saw a bunch of idiots. There was loads of cameras. Mind you, everyone knows Robbie rolls with one camera. So from that point of view, you're already saying what? There were loads of cameras and Chelsea fans, rightly so, winding them up. And you had a couple of idiots saying that Arsene Wenger should go. And in my mind, I'm sat there and I'm like, why? So why are they idiots? Because they want Arsenal to go. Let me ask you guys something. Leave it in the comments below. I personally think that any Leicester fan who wants Claudio Ranieri to go needs their fucking head tested. Why? Because let's be real here, right? What Leicester did has been described like this many times, but let me stress it for any idiot Leicester fans who think that Ranieri should go. What Ranieri did last season was a miracle. A miracle. This was a team that was set up to battle relegation. Not only did they not go down, not only did they avoid a relegation fight, not only did they finish in the top half, but they did something beyond any comprehension or beyond any understanding of football. They won a league. And this season, they're struggling. Now, don't get me wrong. No one expected Leicester to repeat that same feat. But at the same time, yes, it is surprising people that Leicester are struggling that much. Part of me enjoys it. I used to like Leicester for two reasons I don't anymore. One, my ex supports them. And two, I kind of have a little bit of satisfaction, if you want me to be honest, because Vardy turned us down because he thought it was bad. Yeah, all right, cool, Vardy. What are you doing now, though? Yeah, as bad as Arsenal are doing, what are you doing now, though, bruv? Right? So there's a little satisfaction in me, I'll be honest, that Leicester are doing that badly. But then I'm starting to hear stupid crap like, how, they're sick and tired of Ranieri's tactics and it's time for him to go. And in my mind, I'm thinking, and who are you going to bring in for Ranieri? The man who bought you a title last season. That's not Ranieri's fault that you guys are playing crap. How about you start looking at people like Vardy, who ain't doing shit, Mahrez, who ain't doing shit. The only thing I slightly blame Ranieri for is because it's very apparent that Kante was a massive part of the way they play. And they've failed to identify a real replacement for him. That's the only blame I level at him. But the players are letting him down. So I know what you're already sat there thinking, why is this motherfucker talking about Leicester? Just bear with me for a second, right? Let me bring it down full circle. In Leicester's case, you can quite rightly call them idiots. Having said that, they're still entitled to their opinion, Gary. But you can quite rightly say to Leicester, mind you, I've not heard Gary talk about how Leicester fans are calling for Ranieri's head. Interesting, huh? That is interesting, right? But you can quite rightly make the case that Leicester fans are overreacting because they're having a bad patch in the season and they find themselves where they find themselves, right? And it's up to the players to be able to perform. I still don't think they'll go down. But then again, I didn't still think they'll be 16th in February. So it's possible. It's real possible. They are deep, deep, deep in trouble. But I still don't think they'll go down. Now, why have I brought up Leicester as an example? Let me link it back. When you compare Leicester's situation and our situation, it's totally different. First of all, let me utter the sentence I never thought I would ever say as an Arsenal fan. Leicester have won a title in the last 13 years. If you had to say that either Arsenal or Leicester have won a title, there ain't a lot of people that have picked Leicester. But Leicester have won a title over Arsenal in the last 13 years. And deservedly won it. Deservedly won it. First of all, and the second thing is, Leicester don't always repeat the same stupid mistakes. Otherwise, they wouldn't have won a damn title. The problem with Arsenal is that every single year we do the same shit. where it comes to an important game, whether it's going to Old Trafford or going to Stamford Bridge or going to the Etihad, or sometimes you do get a result at Liverpool, so I won't use that as an example. And you can just call it. You can call when Arsenal will bottle it. When the pressure's on and something is on the line, something of real worth is on the line, you can almost guarantee we'll bottle it. And one of the things that I really tried to push in my last video is that you can blame the players. You can say that Kroenke is not given enough money. And don't get me wrong, I still don't like that motherfucker, right? But ultimately, there is one constant in 13 years. And guess what? It ain't Kroenke. It ain't the players. It's Wenger. In every single occasion, it's Wenger. And the thing is that there is not one single Arsenal fan, again, I don't care if you're an AKB or WOB, there ain't one single Arsenal fan that will say, we don't appreciate what this guy has done. Because as far as I can tell, in any single banner I see, there is usually thank you for the memories. Then there is usually some initial appreciation before coming to the crutch of the message. In every single banner I see. So I don't understand what is the problem. We knew we were going to lose to Chelsea. So that fan, for one thing, that fan ain't an idiot because he preempted something, as Gary said. He knew we were going to lose to Arsenal, so he got himself prepared and was able to voice his opinion about the crap he's been seeing for the last 13 years. The same way that I come on here and voice my opinion about the crap that I've seen for the last 13 years. The same way that DT does, that Troops does, that the Gooner Talk does, that the Gooner Ramble does, that Bergkamp Wonderland does, that he's not an Arsenal fan, that Arsenal fan TV do. That's the one thing that's brilliant about Robbie's channel. The one thing that's brilliant about Robbie's channel is that he's interactive, and there isn't polished people on there. Have you seen Arsenal fan TV? There ain't polished people that go on there. There are people who swear. There are uncouth. Not everybody, but there are some uncouth people, if you like. There are people that are not your well-polished, your well-media, your well-spoken individuals that will go on there and voice their opinion. But that's why people like it. People love to like it. And you know what? And it's not just Arsenal fans that like it, especially these days. If Arsenal fan TV, what I saw 3 weeks ago, Arsenal fan TV was trending. It wasn't because of Arsenal fans, because it was after a loss. It's because of other people talking about how they couldn't wait to go and watch Arsenal. So even if your reason is to go on Arsenal fan TV is to troll, okay, it's still doing something. It's still it's still fans being interactive with other fans who are gonna inevitably watch it, even if those fans are trolls. People love it. So for you to say that they're idiots because they're not you, they're idiots because they don't have the suit on, they're idiots because they're not as refined, and I use that in brackets because let's face it, he's from Manchester, but as refined as you are, as well spoken as you are, has the expensive suit as you are. I made this point on Gooner News TV, and I'm going to make it now. These guys are scared. They're scared. And come back to my earlier point. When the match was done, do you think I stayed for Gary Neville or Jamie Carragher's opinion? No. Do you think I was looking for, when I watched Match of the Day as well, when I watched Match of the Day and I've not managed to see a game, or maybe my stream was a bit messed up and I wanted to see some of the goals better, I don't watch for Alan Shearer's damn opinion. I couldn't care less. You mean the same guy who thinks that there's only one world-class player in the Premier League? Why do I need his opinion? I already don't respect one of his opinions, so I don't need his opinion on my team. They're scared because they know that people don't stick around. People immediately go online, go on Twitter, go on YouTube, wait for Arsenal Fan TV, as I said earlier. That's what they know, that the TV is essentially losing out to the internet. This is the future. What we do is the future. And that scares them, that terrifies them. So the best way to attack it is to belittle it. The best way to get at it is to rubbish it, is to say, oh, it's only peasants that go on there. It's only people who are not worthwhile. It's only, to quote Gary Neville, idiots who go on there. Mind you, I like Gary Neville. Prior to all this crap, I think he's one of the more sensible pundits who go on there. Usually makes sense, who usually has some sort of rhyme or reason. And here, you won't hear me take the piss out of him going to Valencia and failing, because it happens. And it's for that reason why I honestly believe truly that he's so defensive about Arsene Wenger losing his job, because he's lost his job. He's been through that experience. But where I take exception is calling somebody idiots because they express their opinion. Saying that, oh, well, your opinion essentially is not good enough because you're not one of us. You're not a TV person. That's a bullshit. And the more you do that, the more you try and rubbish people, the more you try and rubbish real fans, the more that we're winning. We're winning because we can see that you're scared. And listen, don't get it twisted. I'm not just talking about my channel. I'm talking about people like Robbie's channel. You know how many damn subs that man has? I bet if you can compare his subs to his viewing figures, he would be a big, serious concern for someone like a Sky Sports. So the fact that he was ridiculous enough to express such, Gary, that is, ridiculous enough to say such a thing, and then to be so stubborn and to be so unapologetic and to be so arrogant that you continue to defend yourself on Twitter the way he has, instead of offering that man, Robbie, an apology, saying that, you know what, I didn't mean to disrespect your channel. It was just a couple of people on your channel that I took exception to, which still to me wouldn't be acceptable, but at least it acknowledges something. For me, Gary Neville owes it to us as fans, not as Arsenal fans, to us as football fans, to clarify his statement. So I hope he does that interview with Robbie, and it's not just crap. It's not just BS, because I think Robbie would, well, why wouldn't Robbie have him on? There'll be viewing figures for him. And I would love to see it. I know you guys, whether you support Arsenal or not, and I hope most of you do, but even if you don't, I know all of you guys will tune in. Don't rubbish the fans. We are the most disrespected aspect of football, whether it's through ticket prices or whether it's through seating arrangements, whether it's through travel arrangements. We are the most disrespected fans, and you can see it. It's a perpetuating cycle, because the written media don't respect the pundits, and the pundits don't respect us as fans. You can run scared, but we're going to continue to do this. And listen, I don't have any affiliation with Arsenal Fan TV. Yes, I've been on there a couple of times before, mainly thanks to Mems. But for me, it's more than that. I'm speaking more than just a fan of Arsenal Fan TV, or more than just a fan of Arsenal. I'm speaking as an individual who gets so annoyed at the idea of someone saying to someone else, you're an idiot for expressing your opinion. Because apparently they're not as classy enough for you, or they're not as rich enough for you to be able to, you know, they don't have a right to express their opinion. When in my view, they're justified. That's just my 2 cents on it anyway. It's my little rant over. You guys let me know what you think. Do comment below. I know this was a little something different. If you do like this video, do give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, I'm sure you won't be shy giving me a thumbs down. Do subscribe. Just keep this thing going, keep it motoring. If you're on Twitter, do follow me at Colossal Chig. And yeah, I'm out of here. Take care. Peace.